Boom. We're back. Amelia, I haven't seen much of you this week because apparently you have started working on your commercial. What was it for, the commercial again?
Oh, okay, free advertising already. Uh, it's an Amazon commercial. It's a preparation for that. And then I just got thrown in and on the deep side of this new mode of shooting. It's shooting stories 5 minutes a day. The story is 5 minutes a day that we will be watching on. You can watch it on your phone or on YouTube or on a special channel on TV. So we're trying out something new, and it's going pretty well. It's hot, but nothing is as hot as a hot flash.
Here we go. And I want to, today's episode, we are going to call, Can You Fix My Crown?
Yes, I can, but you need to give it to me first, Arnhem.
Well, it's, sorry to interrupt you. It's hard because, sharing sometimes is not easy among women, right? What do you think? Am I right or not?
Oh, yes. Women have the tendency to rather compete or to not be so open with each other, not tell each other when they really need each other's support. Is it because we think we are inferior then or weaker, or what is it? Why do we do that? I still don't understand that we have so many senses and that extra sense and so much emotional intelligence and heart and soul and nurturing. But when it comes towards women, it becomes very quickly a category or a competition, and I don't get that. I don't understand why. I really don't.
I have to agree. I have to agree. Your the way that you explain it. I don't understand it either. And years ago, I'm not even sure if that show is still on. The L Word. The girls were having dinner, and one of the girls were explaining how women, like the difference between men and women. It's like a pot full of lobsters. Women will kill each other before they help each other getting out of the pot, and men will figure it out and build a bridge. And that's kind of sad because women are so much stronger when they're together and when they're actually playing off each other's energy to make each other strong. But you are absolutely right, because I personally find that women are constantly competing. They don't want people to get it. I'm not venting here, maybe a little bit, but I'm kind of sad in that regard. So I want to address the issue that in our third episode, people were so excited about wanting to know that we're going to talk about real things that matter when women go through menopause. We named it Own Your Vagina. And
it got such attention on it. There were so many listeners. I mean, it basically went viral. But if you judge on the amount of likes, it's as if I'm a ghost, but I want to know what's going on and I'm listening in, and I won't participate in saying, listen, let's make this stronger. So if you press the like button when you've listened to our Unfogged, then the other unfoggers can see that, listen, there's a lot of us. And this is, I think, mainly where we can say polish each other's crowns.
Yeah. Yeah. I totally agree with you, and what you called them, ghost listeners. And I think, so look, is the reality of it is that people listen to it and they're like, oh, but how we can't do that. We're in a different community. We're in a different society. We can't be so blunt. It's not about being blunt. It's not about being crass. It's not about saying things that are rude or crude. It's about addressing the issues that we have during this time that women are afraid to share. You know, you are going through this really, really tough time. You're in your 50s, late 40s. You're going into your 50s. You're gaining weight. You don't feel sexy. You don't feel desired. You're going through this. You end up in a depression. You want to share that with another woman, but you don't want to be judged. You don't want to be judged by saying, oh, you should do this, or you could do this, or you're going to do this. You just want somebody to hear you when you are sharing with him that that you're going through this process. Because also at that time, I feel women are having marital issues because of, and that is the shame. That is the shame. It's like, I can't change my direction of menopause, and they're having marital issues. And then the next minute you see a husband, not their husband. You see a husband with a new Porsche and a cupcake, and they think it's really cool. And dudes, it's not cool at all when you see an old guy with a young woman in the car, not cool. And people will say to me, Arnhem, you can't talk because you were that young girl on the older man's arm. And you guys are absolutely right, but I was not a cupcake. I am not a cupcake. I was young, but I was not a cupcake. I'll never be a cupcake. Now let's talk about menopause again. And I know Amelia have a lot of stuff to talk about, because I also want to refer to life coaching and psychology, why it's important during menopause to have a life coach and not run to a psychologist. What do you think, Amelia?
I completely agree. You are in such a change of life, and such a change in on so many levels, that it is a life changer that should help you. Somebody that sees life in a whole, and not from a textbook or a hypothesis, like, okay, we understand it's this and this period of your life, and this is your psychological approach. You don't actually want a wise ass at this stage. Let's put it let me call a spade a spade. You don't want somebody that has all the answers. You actually need to sit down with women that goes through the same thing, and be amazed that you are not the only one, and you are not lonely out there. You're not the only one that hates your husband all of a sudden. The way he chews something irritates you. Everything irritates you. The way he sits or he watches TV or scratches his bum freaks you out. Everything about him freaks you out. And it's not you. You're not supposed to you're supposed to know not to take it so personal. But you don't. You take it personal, and it becomes a very lonely personal journey. So, women, if we unite and we can sit and we can talk about it in a supreme open way, you will find the guts to address some issues related to your body, your sexiness, your confidence, and the way in which you perceive your body, and would love to share it with your mate or your husband or your life partner. That is what you actually would like to gain from our talks. We go out, we do the research for you, and we make it light, and we laugh, and we make jokes about it, because otherwise, if we're just so stuck in our seriousness, we just stress up. And if you stress up, then that stiff lip comes, and with that is the irritation and the snowball effect of all the symptoms. Like, there you go again. So, women, reunite, please, take hands. Let's fix each other's crowns.
Well, I think I see that thing people post on Facebook, and I think that I don't want somebody to listen to us and say we're venting. We're not venting. All we're trying to do is to be able to share something where people have a difficulty communicating. And you are so right, Amelia. And if we're repeating ourselves, then be it. But the thing is that you are in a place where you are not alone. You are not alone. Don't be alone, because if you decide to choose that path, it is a very difficult path to take, especially when you go through these spiritual and physical changes that you can't stop. You cannot stop what's going to happen to your body. And if you become obsessed with, the flabby skin, or the flabby arms, or your stomach looks like a pouch, like you have a kangaroo in there, these things are part of the change. But what is it that we feel you can do to make those changes? And one of the things that we touched on very lightly is yoga. And we said we're going to explain all kinds of tantric sex, and we're not going to go there. We're not going to do that, because you're going to have to find out a few things about yourself before you jump into 50 Shades of Grey and bring up the whips and the chains. You have to find out how comfortable you are with your body and ask yourself questions in order to understand where you are at. Right, Amelia? What do you think?
Absolutely. I think the baseline here to start from is look within and get comfortable with yourself first, and that you actually reassure yourself that it is okay. You trust your partner enough to suggest this in the first place. That you know each other very well by now, hopefully, and approach it with sensibility. And which brings us to sense and sensibility,
sensuality and
sensuality. What's
I'm losing you.
Exactly that. What is
Well, what is it? Oh, I think we froze. Did we freeze?
No.
Zoom. Okay, so we're back. We have a little bit of technical issues, and I'm sure it's on Amelia's side. It's not on mine. I didn't do anything wrong. I'm perfect. I don't know.
I'm sitting in Africa.
Yeah,
We're a bit behind on things.
she's in Africa. I'm sure somebody is running a line out of her garage, taking up her energy, her electricity. And hey, it's called sharing. You told me I should share. I am sharing. So let's talk about the fact that what is the difference between sexuality and sensuality? Do you still feel that you are sensual in the bedroom, Amelia, or since you are like in menopause, you're not?
That's you're putting me there quite on the spot. All right, let's go there. For me, the big difference between sexuality and sensuality is that sexuality focuses on certain organs and certain functions, where sensuality embraces the entire body. You will, if you start exploring, you will find some sensual spots which in all your years of over 50 you never have. Every millimeter of your body has got the potential to be sensual, and how can I say it? Sensual and revving you up, if I can say that. I don't know how to express myself here, but that you can discover new ways and new priorities, actually, that takes away the stress of performance in the bedroom, because you're not in that mode in your mind at the moment, because of all the things that we've mentioned yesterday in our previous episode. So to explore sensuality, you rediscover your body actually. And you can then share your body in a different way than just the sexual organs and the act of sex with your partner. So we mentioned tantric yoga, but before we go there, I think we compiled the list so that you can do a self-check and just get to know yourself again and get to like yourself again. I think that is most important thing happening here, because we become so critical of ourselves because of all these changes. Things are sagging. You don't know what to wear anymore. This is too old. This is too young. This makes you feel, uncomfortable. And what size to wear? Is it big? You look bigger, but you want to be comfortable. There's all these things that's happening now, which you are so super critical of yourself, and you have to make friends with yourself and love yourself first before you can actually have success in the bedroom in many pleasurable ways.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you. You have to be okay with yourself. And I think that is a really important part, is the self-talk component that women have to develop over a period of time, not convincing themselves, but encouraging their value as a sexual being after that age. Because I've heard men refer to women, oh, she's post-menopause and she's not interested in sex anymore. And I'm like, dude, listen, I looked at you, I wouldn't be interested in sex either anymore. It's like, don't you think that she's the problem? You're the problem. And that's the way men look at women sometimes. It's like, yeah, she's in menopause, so I'm going to go get a little thing on my arm because that's the cool thing. And she doesn't want to have, she's got stuff going on and I don't want to know about it.
Yeah, and she's not interested anymore.
Yeah, of course she's not interested in it. Her body is changing. Her hormones is going crazy. She gained 15 pounds and she didn't eat anything. She's starving herself so she can look good for you. And you're not giving her the time of day. No wonder women go through this depression. And you know what they do? They hang up their shoes and they find their hiking boots and they're like, hey, dude, go away. Go with the cupcake. I wonder how long that's going to last, because just remember, I might age, you age too. So a lot of stuff is drooping over there as well. Don't just think it because it happens to me. It happens to the guys as well. So that's a reality check, girls. Don't feel that you're the only one changing. They're changing. They just can't admit it. They and this is not bashing men, maybe a little bit, but the thing is they want to put it aside. So you're experiencing all these things, and sometimes sex can be amazing. People are in menopause and they're just nonstop, and their bodies are you're experiencing this transition that is incredible. And your hormones are changing, your estrogen levels are dropping, your progesterone is all over the place. And some women start taking testosterone. I mean, go figure. After all these years or whatever, now you have to take testosterone. And for some women, it works. Remember, we're not medical doctors. We've done some research and we looked at some things. And some women do take some testosterone, but you have to be very careful because everything has side effects. Everything.
That is the most important. If there's a chemical induction in your body, if you're taking anything, it has a repercussion somewhere. Your body compromises somewhere for it. And what we advise strongly is find natural ways. Number one, it's going to last longer. Number two, the chances of cancer risks, and especially breast and ovarian cancer, is very, very much less, and you will actually feel better and more alive. Your body wants to be cleaner, and I think it was in the first episode where we mentioned the triggers. If you just look at the triggers of the most obvious hot flushes, is all the metabolism stimulants, coffee, sugar, cigarettes. What else is there? Your body wants to be cleansed. The adrenals are tired. It needs a detox. It needs a fix. So when you add chemical to that to try and rebalance, I think what you're mainly doing is confusing the body more to the other side. You might relieve some symptoms, but it's going to be at the cost of something else come 2 years or so down the line. Once again, we're not doctors or medical. We're just stating the obvious and having a very nice social conversation to inform you what is out there and alternative ways of dealing with your menopause.
Yes, and you know, the thing is like your symptoms of menopause need to shift your actions. So you need to be able to change. You're not the same person as you were 30. You need to change what works and what doesn't work, and this is a process. And the most important thing, it's a journey. So this journey will last for some people very short time. For other people, it will last 10 years. And it can either be debilitating or empowering. So you are in charge of making that decision. And if you choose, and you know, we don't necessarily, Amelia and I'm gonna jump into her box right now and say, we don't need to talk about sex to be able to have this conversation. What is important, like she said, we need healthy things in order to achieve the goals of feeling better as a woman, as a human being. Women first, human being. And one of the things, as we mentioned, is yoga. And the other thing is exercise. Running through menopause, you will become healthy. You will change your mental mindset. You will become spiritually stronger. And when you turn around, you might be in a different state or in a different country because you just get running. You just get running from all the stuff and the shit that is blocking you from becoming who you're supposed to be becoming. So, ladies, women, you sit today, write into your journal. What did you say you have, Melis? You have like a menopause journal?
Oh, the 10, the super 10, the daily 10.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes, I do have a journal and writing down how I feel today and what has happened and what I've eaten. And then you can actually trace. But then, I mean, how do you expect to sleep well? You just ate half a kilo of ice cream. I mean, how are you going to sleep? You're not going to sleep. You're going to be hot flushing all over the place. So you will get, and that's a way to get to know yourself again. Write things down. You get to know yourself on the one hand, and on the other, you get to get whatever is frustrating you out of your system. And it really works like that. Your pen is connected to your body, and the ink flows when you write, and it comes out. It comes out, and there you can put it there. You can either walk away, you can burn it, you can keep it for reference, and you can actually see your mental state. You can actually read your mental state. So what I've done is I call it the super 10 daily activities, super 10. Why 10? Because it's almost like, I call it the 10 commandments, not a commandment, but 10 activities, 10 things you do to really feel happy, happier in a happy space. And I promise you, try them for one day and you will feel the difference. You want to hear them on them.
Yeah.
So, and I run in order of 1 to 10. 1 hour of exercise. When we say 1 hour of exercise, whether you're on an exercise bike, on a treadmill, if you're swimming, if you're walking, whatever, an hour is not long. You've got 24 hours a day. 1 hour of that to take care of your body and just move so that the blood flows and you stimulate all your organs into place after you might have sat around or whatever all day. 1 hour of exercise, 2 liters of water. Flush down everything, flush out everything. 2 liters of water, water, water. The importance of water we can never stress enough. 3 cups of tea. I love herbal teas. Chamomile calms me down quite a bit. But yeah, and then in South Africa, rooibos.
I love it. That's what I miss the most. That is what I miss. The real rooibos. Sorry to interrupt you there, but oh my God. What have people done to rooibos? I go into a store and I'm sorry to change the subject, but I stand in front of in like this fancy natural store and there's like literally 20 different kinds of rooibos with flavors. And I'm like, oh my God, people, the natural new, and that's, look, this is so, oh my, I just realized this is like, I got a brain spasm here. It's like when women are changing in menopause, they immediately go to the Botox doctor, to the liposuction, get the fat out of my stomach and get rid of that kangaroo out of my stomach because it's moving around. And they inject stuff in their lips. And, you know, and you look at them and you're like, whoa, don't come too close. You know, it's like, just stay over there. You know, it looks good from far. And, but it's like that. Why put flavors in and destroy the natural beauty of something that is so, oh my God, I love rooibos. I love it. I just buy bags. I swear, I actually ran out for the first time. I would go, my whole suitcase would be full of rooibos. Rooibos. It's the best tea, and my brother grew up on it, and he's fucking insane. But that's besides the point. But rooibos is unbelievable. Just ladies, stay natural, exercise, do some funky yoga, and then there are natural things that you can take. And Amelia, I'm sorry if I interrupted you. You're got to drink your 4 cups of tea. Please proceed. I'm sorry. I just had to jump in.
I'll send over a box of rooibos to Canada.
No, oh my God, it's gonna take forever. I'll just come and get it.
Come and have tea with me.
I'm gonna come over and have tea.
4 colors on your plate. That is balance. That is. What is your favorite 4 colors on your plate, Arnhem, when you eat?
Green, dark green, light green, red, white, and what else?
Yellow, Millie.
I don't really eat millies.
Oh,
vegetables that, you know.
Yeah.
You're saying, right?
But the four colors on your plate is, according to most nutritionists, if you wonder about something, just look in your plate and check out the colors. Check out what is fresh and what color is it. Right. So number 5 is 5 minutes of meditation. Give yourself 5 minutes. You will soon find that very soon you will become a meditator. You will feel so peaceful in that 5 minutes. They will become 10, they will become 20, they will become 30 minutes. The inner relaxation is just wow. It's your five minutes to just spend with yourself. And my personal favorite, 6 songs that motivate you. What do you want to say about the 5 minutes of meditation, Storms?
Well, did you just say 6 songs or 6 songs?
6.
Oh my God, you have such an accent. Sometimes I have no idea what you're saying. It's hot. I don't know. What the hell is that? 6 songs. I mean, you know, you and your accents driving me crazy. But I'm going to tell you, the meditation, remember when we were doing the tapping?
Yes.
Okay, so I believe very much in tapping. And if anybody have never heard of it, then that's okay, because it's not out there as much as it should be. Tapping is where it stimulates the nervous system, and you can go through a few basic things. It's always the same, but what I like about tapping, for me, I want to meditate, but I find, to me, it doesn't bring the value that I want to get out of it. And I want to get something out of it. And people say, yeah, it doesn't work for me. Yeah, I understand, because you're not present. But tapping is where you actually take your 2 fingers or 3 fingers, and you tap at certain places on your face and on your body to create a vibration in your body that stimulates your nervous system. And I feel, for me, that really works well. And the way that it's done, and people can go and look it up, is that you start with the most negative, and you work your way. Each round you do like 4 to 6 rounds, and you work your way down into positive. And that's what I like about tapping, is the fact that I'm so angry, I have so much resentment, and I have to own that. I have to own that. And I think going and being in this special time of our lives, and I'm just going to call it the M word. Maybe people will be a little bit more warmer if we call it the M word. And so if you're going through this M time, you do this, you're creating the vibration that got locked into your body. You're waking up the feelings that you were suppressing for so many years, and they have to come out. When something doesn't come out, it manifests itself into a negative vibration, which is no vibration. If your body does not vibrate, you're in bad shit. Your body is like, and one thing about you, Amira, that I find is like, you got a freaking high frequency with vibration, because you're regardless of all the shit that you've gone through in your life, and I probably, it's not as it should be trauma, the amount of trauma you've gone through, your energy is still such that it's not imposing, it's actually invigorating, and you are still able to continue to maintain your own energy, owning your own energy. And I think that's incredible, because a lot of people give away their energy and then they become depleted. And that is something you should bottle and market and sell.
Here you go.
You think I need that? What's wrong with you? I think you're having another hot flush. Put that kukui blanket over you. Put that kukui blanket over you. Make sure that it's all wet.
Where is it?
What is that? Is that a blanket of naked women? That was a blanket of naked women.
Wait, no, that's my dog.
Oh, he's beautiful.
That's my flag. I ran through the desert with this.
Nice. Beautiful, beautiful.
Righto, where's my wet blanket? Oh, nice and cool. We call this a Buddha air conditioner.
A Buddha air. Oh, I like that. I just call it like a wrap. I put it around me, and I just don't wear any clothes, and I walk around half naked. That's what I call a wrap. Wrap it up, baby. Wrap it up.
Wrap it up. Because, we're still in load shedding. Load shedding is when you have certain hours go without any electricity. So you don't have aircon, or you can't switch on a fan or anything. So you have a wet cloth, and that cools you down, and the open window and a little bit of a breeze. That's your aircon.
Before you share the last, I want you to share the last point, and then I want to talk about a few natural remedies that could that could help.
Okay, so number 6 is 6 songs that motivate you. Make yourself a nice compilation. Those songs that take your mind back when you're really, really happy, and songs that vibrate, put you in a higher vibration and in a good mood, and you feel like dancing when you hear these songs. Play them on your way to work or whatever, while you're bathing or showering, and sing along. It really, really stimulates happiness. Number 7 is 7 minutes of laughter. there's so many things to laugh about. I think in life you always have a choice. Either you make a joke about it, or you go and sit in a corner and be freaked out about it. Especially now, we are actually on this planet traveling through space, and we take things so serious. Life is joy. Life is laughter. Life is loving. It's take yourself back there and just laugh at something, or read a joke, or find a joke, or tell a joke. But get yourself to laugh. It's also good for your face muscles. It relaxes your face quite a bit, and all the shaking, it secretes endorphins, and it makes you happy when you laugh. 8 is 8 hours of sleep. Remember, you lose weight when you sleep, recover when you sleep. 8 hours is a very good measure. 9 is 9 pages of a book. See if you can read 9 pages of a book or a magazine every day. It's not a lot. And then number 10 is 10 compliments to yourself. And the reason for this is so that you can start shifting your mind, form a new brain path of complimenting yourself rather than being so critical and telling yourself what is wrong in your body. And compliment, you can do it. You can start by getting up and, ooh, wow, look at my body. My nails are good. And on your way to the shower, start complimenting yourself, whether it is an achievement, something that you achieved yesterday at work, or anything. It doesn't have to be just purely physical, something that you know or that you became aware of. Compliment yourself. I learned this today. I figured that out, So yeah, that is it. Wrapped up. Super 10 daily.
So I want to add something there. I found something on, I think it was Facebook the other day. Bruce Lee said, "Don't speak negatively about yourself, even as a joke. Your body doesn't know the difference. Words are energy and cast spells. That's why it's called spelling. Change the way you speak about yourself, and you can change your life. What you're not changing, you're also choosing."
Wow.
I love that guy. Oh my God, I love Bruce Lee. He was so amazing.
Oh, taekwondo.
I love it.
Hi, I'm kicking hard. That is absolutely so true. And that is the basic principles of neuro-linguistic programming. How do you speak to yourself? What do you believe about yourself? What do you want to tell yourself that, in order to be a normal, happy, functioning human being?
Okay, you are absolutely right. You are so right. You need to do some self-talk. So when you don't feel like having sex, just say, "I don't feel like having sex." Don't say you have a headache. Why do you need to lie? I mean, I don't understand that. It's like, "I'm sorry, I don't feel like it." You're not doing it for me tonight. No, don't say that. Don't say that. Don't say that. But listen, it's sometimes it's important when you are with somebody. It doesn't have to be sex. And I'm going to give you the natural herbs in a minute, but I need to put in my minute of sex in here. Always. Because we're not just talking about sex. We're talking about cuddling. We're talking about holding. We're talking about just touching somebody. And I'm not talking about touching like sexually. Just hold somebody, sit next to somebody, put your feet on top of the person and just sit and talk for a few minutes. And I am guilty of not doing that more often. I'm guilty for sometimes being so focused on the things that I have to do, of my responsibilities and the things I have to take care of. I lose focus of the touching, the holding, and the hugging. And I always used to say that is so important. And you become this person that don't want people to touch you, or you don't want to touch other people. I know in these days we don't really want to touch anybody, but I'm talking about the person that is in your bed, that you share your bed with, or a close friend that you want to just give a hug with, because you cannot release hormones, serotonin, and what's that other one that you were telling me? Oxytocin, which is the
Yes.
love hormone. You cannot release those things if you do not have closeness with the person. I don't care who you are. Because if you do have closeness with a person and those things are not released, you're not growing, one, and it becomes artificial. And I know sometimes we do stuff because we want to please our partner, just because you're not in the mood, so you do something. And that's okay, people. That's totally okay, because sometimes you're not on the same wavelength. But if you're with somebody that you care with, you are gonna, support them and whatever their needs are. So, Mili, you want to add something there?
No, I'm waiting for the herbal list.
You've got your pen ready there, I see. Okay, so what kind of supplements? These are things that, as a naturopathic doctor, these are things that can help, but I have to caution people because natural products sometimes are very potent. So you can never go and say, oh, I have to take this, this, and this. You have to make sure that you're not taking other medications because it can't be contraindicative. Am I pronouncing it right? Who cares? You know what I mean. There's no clash. If you're taking this herb and you're doing blood pressure medicine and the herb is increasing your blood pressure, no good. So always make sure, and there's so much literature out there. So, and everybody is an internet doctor, so go for it. So one of the things that maybe this would be helpful for you, Melis, it's called black cohosh. And this help with hot flashes. It's, but also you have to look how much you take. Some people take more than others, but usually the recommendations on the bottle is for an average person, which means that that's where you start. You always start with the basic and you can increase it over a period of time, slowly. But remember, too much is not better when it comes to herbs. It doesn't mean that it's better. And then something that is out there that women has been using is flax seeds. And you can put it in your smoothies, and you can have, it helps with night sweats. But the thing is like, remember, if you put this in a smoothie, you can put 2 or 3 teaspoons because these are power seeds. Don't think that you can just eat it and the night sweats will go away. If you have too much of it, it can go the other direction. Something really important is calcium, because it prevents bone loss, especially if you have not been exercising and now all of a sudden you have bone loss and you're taking calcium. If you start exercising, and please don't go run a marathon, you have to prepare your body and you have to do some strength. Strength is really important for creating bone density. Okay, so calcium is one. And remember, organic is always better than inorganic. Why? Because inorganic is something that is not natural. Organic is a natural supplement that will bind in the body with natural things. Your body is not inorganic. Your body is organic. So if you put inorganic things in your body, you are depleting your body of organic things. So women ages 51 would take 1,000 milligrams milli per day, and women 51 and plus would take 1,200. But again, always make sure that if you are taking other supplements, then you don't go and add on. Like if you're already taking something that has calcium in it. There's lots of other stuff. Vitamin D has become a fashionable vitamin to prescribe to people these days. I have spoken to a few of my clients, and the first thing they say is my doctor said, and not even just for women, for men as well, is vitamin D, because people have not been going outside to exercise. Okay, there's the 9 doctors in the naturopathic medicine. You know, one of them is sunshine, air, water, healthy exercise, breathing. Those are the things that are the doctors of the environment that are making us stronger and healthier. So I'm just going to mention here, there is a few more, but ginseng. Ginseng is really important because it does give you energy. But again, overdoing these things can go and work the other day, because some of these stuff, like if you look at a store or you go on the internet and you type in maca. Maca is a Peruvian root that everybody is taking. I started taking this, and I'm going to say, whoa me, in the early 2000s. I started taking this because of, and that time I still had what they call the menstrual cycle. And that was something that was, I was like a monster out of hell. Like, oh my God, people, you have to go look for the woods when I was going through that, the 2 weeks before and the 2 weeks after. I started taking maca and it changed my life. Changed my life. I took it in a tea, but be very careful. Again, it's an adaptogen. Adaptogens, if you take too much of it, it can work the opposite and you can become a monster. Your body can, it's very strong, these things. And obviously, you don't want to take stuff that's too pasteurized. Remember, when things are pasteurized, it's like the living shit and all the nutrients is taken out of it. And do I have a potty mouth? You're absolutely right. So be very cautious of, there's still a lot of things, but I'm not going to jump stuff on it. The one thing that women do deal with, Amelia, and I'm not sure that you did, and please share if you have, is anxiety. Their anxiety levels are twofold because they lose all these things that we said. Their body changes, they got lack of libido, less of libido, they don't feel sexual, they have sexual issues because everything is starting to dry, everything is thinning. So your body changes in ways that you can't change it physically, but you can change the actions of loop up, man, loop up.
Anxiety, indeed. Anxiety because of not knowing what has hit you and which direction to look and where to start and how to be. Yeah,
exactly.
Definitely.
Exactly. And maca actually is a it enhances your sexuality, I should say. You get horny. So it doesn't mean you drink a whole bottle, but yes, maca does that and does that for you. And St. John's wort, and there's other stuff out there like kava for anxiety, but again, these things sometimes cannot be mixed with other medication or with alcohol. Ladies, if you're doing the 3 o'clock or the 4 o'clock p.m. and you need to have a drink for the evening to calm you down because you just need to calm down, try and find something else that does that, but do not mix these things with that. Okay. Okay. And so we kind of talked about quite a few things, and I think we're going to wrap it up here. So I think next week we're going to go through the list because we didn't mention your list, and I really want to address that, Amelia. So we will go back to some of the stuff we were talking about in terms of sexuality and the changes the body goes through in that department. What do you think?
Thank you, Arnhem. Yes, I think we have actually, thank you so much for giving this list of herbs. Obviously, don't try them all at once, yeah? A little bit of this and add a little bit of that and add a little bit of the next one. Be sensible in using this. See where your biggest need is. Is it night sweats? Is it anxiety? Is it flushes? And Arnhem has given us quite a substantial list here for those things, and go by it one by one. Don't mix it up. You've got your list of feeling super duper, your daily 10 to do, and with a combination of all these things. It's a combination. There's not just one thing that's a solution. There is a totality of many, many, many small little changes that will bring about a big result. I think they can wrap it up. Thank you,
Yes.
Arnhem.
Thanks, Amelia, and thanks for staying up late. And have a super week. And I can't wait for us to continue next week. But remember, I just want to add this: Unfogged is, we do talk about menopause, but we're also going to talk about training. Remember, I still want to talk to you about your journey through the desert and how that helps you to deal with your menopause. So, just to put that into your notes, I am looking forward to talking next week. Ciao, Bella.
Peace out, Fogger.